What's going on, boys? Another guide video from myself. I'm going to be showing you how to get 30 plus bottle caps per game for the leaderboard event challenge. This Fallout event then gives you rewards based on your placement, and you have to maintain a score within your bracket in order to get those rewards. I'm going to show you in this video very quickly how to get 30 plus caps for this score that you need. I'm going to show you how to get 30 plus per game. I did want to show off both resurgence maps just so you get an idea of how this is done on the other one too, but my PC wasn't having it this time around, so I'll keep this intro nice and short. Basically, whatever I show here and talk about can be applied to the other map. It's the exact same formula, it's the exact same thing you need to do, and all in all it's extremely simple, so you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. If this video helped you in any way at all, you could always hit that subscribe button and I would appreciate it very much. Other than that, let's get straight into it, boys. As you can see, I'm at the top of my leaderboard here with 355 caps. I'm going to quickly show you guys how I get the caps, how I've managed to get to the top, and the best method for me personally. This method might work for you, it might not, but I'm just showing you guys what I do and how I've managed to get the first place so far. So we're just going to get straight into it. I did mention at the beginning, but the helicopter blades or whatever was too loud. All you want to do is land on the outskirts with a lot of crate spawns. So for me, I always go bottom factory, but you could go stronghold or even the ship on the left side too. Sometimes you might open 4 in a row and get 4 caps. Sometimes you might open 15 and not get 1. It's just the luck of the draw, basically. I don't know what the drop rate is. I am suspicious that sometimes you're on a timer before you can find another one, but Call of Duty being Call of Duty, that's probably what happens. So all I'm doing is just checking all the crate spawns, working my way up the factory, working my way up the building. So factory is a personal favourite of mine when I've started doing this, and you know, I haven't got too far on this leaderboard, but I have stuck to going factory every time without fail. I always like to start at the bottom of the building and then work my way up at the top. The more you do this, the more you're going to learn when these crates spawn. However, they do have an audio cue, as all you guys probably know already, so do listen out for that while you're doing this. Make your way all the way to the top of the factory and then you want to jump across to the ship. The reason I do this is because this is kind of like a low populated area that I can always count on having a lot of crates. Gold crates are usually guaranteed one. I've never opened a gold crate and not got one, so always go for those legendary crates when you get the opportunity. We're just going to start heading this way, unless the zone kind of pushes you in another direction, but what you're doing is just basically picking up all the crates you can, ignoring players, ignoring your teammates. Your teammates are basically just respawn beacons at this point. You got nothing to do with them. You're on a separate mission, getting as many of these caps as you can. I always aim for 30 per game, but it is a stretch in itself to get 30. I'm experiencing a little bit of lag here, but we got a new computer on the way, so hopefully that's over and done with shortly. Another cap. Okay guys, if it's not clear as to what I am doing, I'm just going to simply explain the basics right now. So in order to get these bottle caps, the best way to do this is opening crates. What I'm doing is landing on the outskirts so I get access to as many crates as possible without interference from enemies or running into too many already opened crates. As you're running around then, you're opening every single one you can find, and then you're moving on to that next area, still while maintaining the outskirt of that circle, so you are as to not run into anybody like I said before. As you clear an entire area of its crates, they will respawn after some time, but the best bet is to move on to the next area when possible, just so you'd increase that, you know, chance of finding those gold crates that always give you one bottle cap no matter what. As you're moving around the map then, you're just continuously opening these crates, all while going for that target of 30 per game. 30 is a very achievable target, as you'll be able to see from the 2 videos that I show in the background. As you're going for that target then, you're watching your radar, looking if there's any enemies nearby as to avoid them. You're also listening out for those audio cues to nearby crates. And it's simple as that, guys. All you're doing is running around opening crates. You're not doing anything other than that. There are other ways to get these caps, such as multiplayer I believe, and also playing zombies, but when I tried it in zombies it was very inconsistent. Sometimes you would get 10 in a row and then you would go 10 rounds without ever seeing another cap. So if you are trying to get that, you know, number 1 calling card or top 5 camo, I would recommend doing what I am showing in the background 100%. Get the headset up nice and loud while you're doing this so you can hear those crates. So as you see, we did get 30 plus in that first game, and that's just going to cement ourselves into that first place position on the leaderboard. So guys, that's going to be it pretty much for this method of getting 30 caps per game for this new Fallout event that Call of Duty have released. In the background there I am showing the second game, which came after that first one that we just shown. In this one I also managed to get 30 caps as well, so I'm just, showing this to kind of prove that it's not just a one-off lucky run. This is something stable. This is a way of farming these caps. Another use for these caps as well is another part of the event where you can kind of redeem them for the new sniper rifle and some other items as well. So collecting these caps regardless of the leaderboard strategy, it's definitely quite useful in and of itself. Now for Haven's Hollow then, the other map, what you want to do is land at Lumberyard, or Lumber Mill as it's called. That is a nice quiet outskirt area, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be uninterrupted there by other players. It is absolutely full to the brim with chests if you include that kind of back lumber area and the main building itself. What I like to do is loot up all the chests I can there, hopefully get as many as possible, and then take the zip line across to the casino. But I am making it more complicated than it is. You can use the outskirts and be aware of enemies and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day the best way to get this done is just to open as many crates as you can in Resurgence Casuals. I'm not a big fan of these events that Call of Duty have been doing recently involving the leaderboards and maintaining your position. It is obviously a way of them to increase players and increase play time across the board. Call of Duty have been suffering from that quite recently. Not a lot of players, not a lot of people on the game, and the Steam chart numbers are going down. So they are trying to preserve that and try and fix it in any way they can. That's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope it helped anybody out there that's trying to get up those leaderboards and trying to get that camo secured. If it did help you in any way, shape or form and you're feeling generous, please leave a wee like on the video. I'd appreciate it very much. Other than that, boys, I wish you all the best and I will see you in the next one. Peace.